The time has come for another monthly reset and plan with me. And as always, I cannot believe the month went by as quickly as it did, but I'm super excited just to sit down with y'all, kind of chat about July and just all of the happenings from the month and also talk about my upcoming goals for the month. But if you are new here, hello, my name is Molly. I am so happy you are here. And of course, if you are returning, I'm also so happy to see you back. I am so excited to start planning for August. I feel like July just like came and went so fast. So I have spent a lot of this morning just kind of reflecting on the month of July and also brainstorming and dreaming about what I hope August to be and look like. And let's just get right into it. If you've never watched one of my reset videos, I typically start by reflecting on the month prior and just kind of walking through my goals that I set. I won't spend too long reflecting on them, but we will chat through some of the things and the goals that I set and whether or not I accomplished them. Then we will sit down and set my goals for August together. And then I will end the video with talking about some of my favorites from July as well. Overall, July was a pretty good month. Definitely had some hard moments and some stuff that I will get into just in a little bit, but overall it was a really great month. We went to Disney for almost a week, so I don't know how your month couldn't be good when you have a Disney trip in it. I think I did an okay of sticking to my goals and whatnot, but I feel like I have a pretty clear vision of what I want to accomplish in August. So let's just get right into my goals for July and see how we did. And as always, I have my iPad just right here to kind of reflect on my goals. So if I'm looking to the side, that's why. Starting with the finance goals, my first goal was for us to make a budget and stick to it. Did we make a budget? Yes. Did we stick to it? No. I have shared my sentiments on budgeting in the past, and I just don't know if budgeting is for me. I feel like as long as we are hitting our savings goals, then it doesn't really matter as much where we're spending our other money. I worry that that's potentially a dangerous mindset and that I do really need to be better at budgeting. But I also, again, on the other hand, I'm like, well, if we're saving what we need to be saving, does it really matter what we do with our other money? So I don't know. I'm still just questioning whether or not the budgeting lifestyle is for me. And that's not because we have an excess of money. It's more so just because I do things more on like percentages. And again, the primary goal is to save first and then spend. So if we're saving what we need to, does it matter? I don't know. If you have any thoughts on that, definitely let me know below because I am no expert and I'm always looking to learn more. So yeah, I just feel like right now, as we don't have too many set expenses, obviously we live in an apartment, we don't have kids, all that stuff, I feel like the percentage mindset can kind of work, but I have no idea. We also wanted to save 40% of what we earn, which we somehow were able to do that. I thought this might be a month where we maybe weren't able to hit it, but tried really hard to, and we, utilized our sinking funds for our Disney trip and all of that. But yeah, super grateful to be able to save 40% and think that was definitely the last month where we will have been able to do that. So I'm really grateful that we were able to do that and recognize that it's a privilege to be able to save that much. I also was contemplating trying to build like a cozy reading nook specifically out in the outdoor space and just honestly never really got around to it, but also just realized it's not a priority. I have no idea if we'll still be in this apartment when our lease is up. Granted, the lease isn't up until March, but I don't know. I just didn't want, I feel like a lot of times in the apartments we have to end up selling and then buying stuff specific for the space, and was just thinking if we want to build something that probably needs to be once we're in a more permanent spot and didn't want to buy like a comfy outdoor lounging chair if come in the future then that doesn't fit in our space. So I don't know, just ended up realizing it didn't really make a lot of sense. Lastly, wanted to save an extra 500 in, I think the lighting just changed, but wanted to save an extra 500 in our travel sinking fund, and we're able to do that right before the Disney trip, so used it on the Disney trip. Next category is personal goals, and my first goal was to get back into sewing. Womp womp, did not get around to doing that. I talked about this in my last reset video where I set this goal. I feel like I just get like intimidated by sewing because I am not very good at it, and so I know it's going to require a lot more energy and focus, and when I'm winding down at night, that's just not like energy that I have right now. So I still really want to get back into sewing, but I don't know when that right time is going to be. Also wanted to establish like a quiet time, morning routine, prayer life, Bible studying, journaling, all that stuff. Wanted to establish more of a routine, and honestly I really did not do that. I was definitely more consistent this past month, but I feel like my morning routine is just, it's a little cattywampus right now. I feel like I really don't have that much of a routine, and I'm falling back into getting stuck scrolling on my phone first thing in the morning. So that's definitely another goal that I'm going to set for August. I also wanted to limit my daily time on Instagram, and I do think I did that. I haven't gone back and like checked any numbers, but I feel like recently I just like haven't been, except for that morning scroll. I'm really not on Instagram during the day just because I have a lot going on during the day. So I feel like I did do a good job of that. And Dom is completely off social media, so he's like never on his phone in the evenings. And so I feel like that's more of like motivation for me to also stay off my phones in the evening. I wanted it to post 4 videos to YouTube, and I think I did that. Let me go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure I did that. I feel like I've gotten into a really good routine with YouTube, which makes me really happy because I do love long form content so much. If you can't tell, I love to just yip yap. Yes, I did do that. Yay. Okay, I'm so proud of myself and definitely want to continue doing that in these next months. I wanted to determine the best ways to use my iPad, and I feel like I have really been utilizing it. I bought a digital planner from Create Heartwork. I love her stuff. I love following her on Instagram and have really loved digital planning, although I do miss planning in like my actual physical planner too. So contemplating if I can find a way to like use them both, just because I really am such an old-fashioned girly, but do really love the digital planning too. I feel like I just always feel like there's clutter in this space, and I think it's just because it's so small. So like even back here, like I hate the way this looks, but we have to like utilize the height of this apartment. There's really tall ceilings, and so we've had to like utilize all the space that we have on the walls. Not that wall, obviously we can never figure out what to do with that one, but even like this, I just hate the way it looks. But there was so much space between the dresser and the TV, and we have like all of this is essentially all of our board games. We had to find something to just put right there that could store all of the board games. So I think I might just permanently feel like we are living in a cluttered space, and it's not necessarily because we have a lot of excess stuff. It's just because the space is so small. So I do feel like I got rid of a lot of stuff. I sold a bunch and donated a bunch of clothes this month, but yeah, I think I'm gonna check it off, but ultimately I don't know if I necessarily feel like clutter free. I really wanted to lean into being alone and getting out and being comfortable doing things alone. I definitely did more things alone this month, but I feel like a lot of them were just like alone here and just like being comfortable here, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think when I set this, I meant like going out to coffee shops and reading, or yeah, going out and just like doing, well, I did go on a lot of walks too. I don't know. I have no idea if I should check this off or not. I feel like I maybe didn't completely do it in the way that I had envisioned, but definitely love doing stuff by myself. I always love doing stuff by myself. But since Dom was gone so much this past month, I think I was envisioning me going out and doing more things, and I didn't necessarily do that. And the last category for July was health, and I really wanted to keep my protein up, which I feel like I did a really good job of this. I feel like I've really established some good habits around how much I'm eating and what I'm eating. I will always have a sweet tooth and will always be reaching for the sweets, but I feel like I have really improved in this area this summer. I wanted it to do strength 3 times a week, which I'm so proud of myself for doing 3 to 4 times a week, every single week. And I feel like even this morning on my run, I wasn't paying attention to my pace. And then when I got back, I was like, oh wow, that was a lot faster than I was thinking. So I feel like the strength has really been paying off, and I genuinely really enjoy doing strength. I don't go in, I've said this before, I'm not going in for like hours at a time. I just do like 20 to 25 minute sessions 3 or 4 times a week, and I feel like it's definitely paying off. I wanted to do yoga 2 times a week. This is always a goal that I set and don't usually accomplish. I did not accomplish this. I think I did yoga only a couple times this month, and yeah, for some reason it's just so hard for me to get myself to do yoga. I feel like I was really ambitious too, and I wanted to try some type of studio workout. Definitely didn't do that. Didn't feel like a priority. So yeah, didn't do it. I wanted to schedule all of my annual doctor's appointments, and I did that and have started checking them off the list. I've gone to the gynecologist and the eye doctor, and still just have my upcoming dermatologist and then my annual. I also wanted to start therapy, which I'm so proud of myself for doing. Right now I'm going once a week. I think I want to maybe by the end of August, want to maybe just do twice a month, just because I'm not necessarily going for anything like super specific or in particular, just because I think more so just because I think it is a very important like tool to have in your toolkit. We're not close to having kids yet. I still think it'll be several years before we start trying or want to enter into that season of our life, but there are definitely things that I want to work on and work with my therapist before we have kids. So that's kind of more of what it is. Overall, July was a pretty good month. I feel like I don't necessarily have as many goals for August as I did in July, but they're more just pretty focused goals. Not that my goals in July weren't, but I feel like I have a very clear idea of what I need to work on this month. So let's just get right into it. Starting with finances, I wasn't sure if I should put these into like personal or finance, but ultimately it's money decisions, so decided to add it here. But we've got some dates that we know we want to take trips for the rest of like the fall and this year, so ideally we would go ahead and at least book the flights. So would like to book and pay off any upcoming trips that we have. We are also doing the Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend in February. I'm so excited about it. But that is going to be a hefty bill. So ideally we would go ahead and book the hotel for that weekend and figure out how long we want to be there, just because I know the hotels will get booked fast and the prices will also probably increase the closer we get. So would like to do that. And then I got into a bad habit of using DoorDash in July. I have never been someone who like does that, and I just like for some reason really got into it, and every time I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll just do it this one time, and I'm embarrassed about how much money I probably spent on DoorDash this last month. So need to stop doing that. That is not a habit that I want to become like habitual or just like normal for me. For my personal goals, I can't really get into these without sharing that I was laid off from my job. So if you follow me on Instagram, I know a lot of people wonder what I do, and as a whole, I don't share that much about my work on the internet, just because what I do here is completely separate from my job. But I worked in marketing, I worked for an author and a podcaster, and I felt like it was coming. It was frustrating when it happened, but I felt like I kind of knew it was going to happen. So got laid off just because she didn't really need marketing anymore, and there wasn't that much for me to do anyway. So that's why I kind of knew it was coming. But yeah, definitely frustrating. I'd been there for 6 months and was really enjoying it, so it was a bummer, but I feel like it has allowed me just to really figure out what I want to do next. And so that leads me to my first goal, which is to book 2 website clients. I have been learning web design for this past month and have really been diving into it, and I don't even know if I'm not like learning coding by any means, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's like web design fully, but I have been around on the internet for almost 10 years now and have always had a website, and everyone talks about how important a website is. Obviously, it's the only thing that you actually own. If something happened to social media tomorrow, you need to have a home base for everyone to find you, and especially for creators, I feel like a website is really important, and I feel really passionate about the influencer and content creation space since I have been in it for so long. I didn't start my running account until like 2 years ago, but I've had other blogs before this. So it's a space I'm really passionate about, and I would really like to kind of carve out this space for me to help creators and small businesses create their websites for something that is not going to be an astronomical cost, and also something that's not going to take weeks on end, just because it doesn't need to be anything insanely elaborate, but it is really important to have a website. So my goal is to kind of get this new business, potentially this new business venture, up and running this month. I've redesigned my website. I'm working on a website for a friend just for more practice, and ideally by the end of the month I will have some clients for that and be able to figure out if this is really the avenue that I want to explore and go down. I also want to make my website design business website. Like I said, I redid my blog, but I want to create a whole separate website for this business. That is definitely a priority for me this month. I also want to get all my Disney videos up from this recent trip. We vlogged every single day. It genuinely was so much fun to vlog. We both just like had a blast having that added element to our trip. So ideally I will get all of the videos done and up this month. we were there for 6 days, so we have 6 videos. I've got 1 edited so far, and they're definitely going to be a little more time consuming to edit just because they're so long and we have so much footage, but it was so fun. And yeah, I would like to have all of that up by the end of August. Like I mentioned, I really want to work on my morning routine and just establishing a routine that works for me right now in this season. I mentioned, I get in the habit of scrolling. I'm someone who checks my email first thing and like will respond to people like right away in the morning, and that is just not, I don't think it's setting me up to have a like peaceful day. I just like want to do things that fulfill me in addition to, going on my run, doing my strength training, all of that. Yeah, just need to figure that whole situation out. Would also like to get back into the routine of doing at least 4 date nights a month, typically like 1 a week. We've kind of fallen off of that just as we've both been busy and trying to figure out work stuff. So definitely want to get in the habit of doing that. Then also want to look into, my friend has been using something, I think it's called Brick, that like blocks all social media from your phone essentially. And then I've also heard of like the Arrow box where you can just like put your phones in the box. So just want to look into establishing something that we can use. Like I said, Dom's not on social media, but we just like put our phone away every single night, something like that. I don't know. So just want to like explore those areas. And then last but not least, for health, gosh, y'all, I'm so bad about procrastinating meal planning and grocery shopping and all of that. So really needs to be better. I just like hate it. I do not like it. I don't enjoy it. It feels like it takes so much energy to plan the meals every single week. So just want to be better about not procrastinating, because I procrastinate every single week and then it leaves us like scrambling and having to DoorDash or something like that. I want to maintain the strength training 3 times a week. And then lastly, I want to keep up with PT exercises. Since my foot is so much better now, I feel like when an injury starts to heal, you get like more lenient with doing the PT exercises, but it's something I really want to stay on top of, just as I'm about to, continue to build my mileage and about to start 100 miler training. Definitely need to stay on top of the PT exercise. That is what August is looking like. Honestly, overall, my main goal is to figure out work and business stuff. Obviously, that is a huge thing. I've never wanted content creation to be my main income. I think the influencer space only continues to grow and will continue to be a huge industry, but I just like don't see it something that like I'm still doing in my 40s, which is crazy. It's only 10 years away. But I just like don't know how sustainable it is for me as a career, which is why I want to figure something else out. I do really enjoy working for myself. I have done corporate, I've done startups, I've done working for myself. I've done all of it. And I feel like ultimately if I can get my own business to work, I ideally would be working for myself. So we'll see how that goes. But that really is just kind of the main focus for the month. I have 2 favorites for the month. They're kind of random, and I thought one of them I'd already shared, but I realized I actually think I got it right at the beginning of July. So I have to share this Kindle case with you guys. My sister got this for me for my birthday, and I just got it like a little bit late because I hadn't seen her around my birthday. And I'm obsessed. I follow them now on Instagram, and I feel like I need to buy like 500 more Kindle cases. It's from a small business called Page the Shop, and they have so many cute designs. And I think my favorite part about it, which I didn't even realize this when I had told my sister I wanted it, it has like an automatic, like magnetic kind of case. Yeah, it's like a magnetic case, so it has the automatic turn your Kindle screen on and off when you open it, which is actually a really nice added element. They have so many cute designs, are dropping new ones all the time, and I love them for like, they have really good like seasonal designs, really cute like classic covers. If you like Taylor Swift, there's a lot of Taylor Swift like references and stuff. They're so cute. I'm obsessed. I still really like my clear case with the stickers too, but have really enjoyed having this for travels and whatnot. And then the other one, I feel like you probably can't even tell, but I have pretty dark, like purple under eye. It's just like the shade of my underneath like skin eye area. I don't know what I would call it. And so I've been looking for a concealer to use underneath it, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Again, like I don't even know if I put that much on, but I feel like it has made a difference, and it's just from this brand called Catrice under eye brightener. And yeah, I just found it on Amazon. I was looking for one that wasn't too expensive and had good reviews. So I really enjoyed this. And the underneath like purple has always just like really bothered me, and I had wanted to find something for a while. So this is the first one that I've used, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Definitely let me know what some of your goals are for August and just how you're feeling overall about the year and how everything is going. I love getting to chat with you guys and hearing what all y'all are up to too. So I just so appreciate you for being here and for watching this far. If you made it this far, be sure to subscribe because I have so many fun videos coming for this month and beyond. I cannot wait to share everything with y'all, and just thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.